What's up guys, welcome back to Mr. Tech Boss. This right here is the Mi Band 4. Let's get on with its review after using it for 5 days. Opening up the box, you'll find the Mi Band itself in there, although it will not be blinking, but it may well be turned on if I can get it on. Like when I got it, it was turned on, and currently there's a password, so yeah. So don't be surprised when you see it for the first time. Putting the cover aside, you'll find the charger in here, if I can get it out. It is a bit weird, but there we go. And of course this is the Mi Band. It'll be in this kind of plastic cover. Just take it out and let's get to the setup. If you're lucky and your band has some charge in it, all you can do is go ahead into Play Store or App Store and just search for Mi Fit, and it's gonna be the top one right here. Kind of, oh wait, let me just decrease the brightness a little bit. Kind of like so, if I can get it in focus. Yep, there we go. There we go. It's gonna be like this. Just install it and open it up. You'll have to set up the app by just simply signing into your account, or if you don't have an My account, you can just log in with your Google account. You'll just have to enter a few things like for example your age and stuff, and then you just have to go to profile and add a device and select what the hell, yeah, select band. There we go, select band. Just make sure your band is close by and just click on OK, and boom, it's gonna find it, and then you'll just need to, it may well have an update, so just let it do that. And if your phone is set to an English language or whatever language, the Mi Band will switch into that language automatically. So once you set this gorgeous looking thing up, you can start having fun with it. You can swipe down to check the status and all the steps that you've done, scroll down to get your heart rate, which is pretty accurate, and of course the weather. You can also see for the next 4 or 5 days, including the current one. So then you can go back like this. I noticed this like a few hours ago. Like you can swipe back like iOS, but I don't know if it's of that use on this small display, because you can just press the home button to go back to the previous menu. And there are obviously workouts that you can select, which again is also pretty accurate. If you go by, for example, cycling, it will take, or whatever, like jogging. Oops, I didn't want to do that. This is her. Just hold it to pause it if you're wondering. And if you go, for example, for cycling, okay, I again messed up. If you go, for example, for cycling, it's going to record how you went through like your path, and then you can check it out on your phone. And there's another section for notifications, and then of course you can scroll down, and there's a dedicated section for all the other features, like you can turn on Do Not Disturb. Like I kept it to smart, like it automatically turns on Do Not Disturb whenever I fall asleep, I guess, yeah. And then there's another called alarm, which it just vibrates, and you can control music on your phone. And there's a stopwatch as well, and there's timer and a find device. Let me show you that one actually. And yeah, that's how it works. You can put your phone to silent with this Mi Band, which is helpful if your phone doesn't have a slider, which most phones don't. And you can also change the Mi display right from here. I've kept this one. If you're wondering where I got it from, I'll link that up, third-party application, in the description. And you can, this is a very well feature, I don't know why people are not talking about. You can control the brightness right from here, and when it's maxed out, trust me, you're gonna have a difficult time. you're gonna have a difficult time not seeing the display. So it's pretty bright, and you can easily see it in daylight. And you can also reboot, which I don't know why I didn't put in the previous Mi Band. It reboots really quickly. So yeah, that's great. And yeah. Moving on to charging this thing, it's not a great solution from Xiaomi. It's like all the previous Mi Bands, I'm guessing. Just wait, let me zoom out a little bit. Just take it out of this thing, which does seem a little weird, and then just connect this to a charger, preferably 1 amp charger, 5-watt charger, and then just put it in. That's all you gotta do, and then it'll start charging once you plug it in, of course. Okay, so if you guys are wondering about accuracy, trust me, it's pretty accurate. I've tested it a few times and the results are pretty good. It uses your phone's GPS to detect the path that you go around while doing sports activities, like for example cycling and stuff. Moving on to battery life, guys, trust me, the battery life is really good. I got it on last Tuesday and I charged it to 100%. It was at 40% when I got it, so I charged it to 100%, and then since then, like around Thursday 10 p.m. and currently it's Saturday 6:30 p.m. it is still at 59%. Trust me, this battery life you can't find on any other band. And I've turned on automatic sleep detection and automatic heart rate detection and set the frequency to every minute. So every minute it measures my accuracy. It does of course hit the battery life, but even after hitting it or lowering it, it's still pretty great. So that's a really good thing about this Mi Band. Like Mi Bands, like it was, even with Mi Band 3 it was a similar case, but this is better than Mi Band 3. Okay, so guys, let me show you a few features of the app. Please don't judge me from my arrangement. Okay, so let's go into the app. Okay, let me just turn this off. Oops, this one. Okay, so here once you set it up, it should look something like this. This is obviously all your data, how much you have slept, which it won't show the first day because well, you wouldn't have slept at that time. And if you have turned automatic heart rate detection at every minute, you're going to see a graph something like this, of course, and you can slide to the right to see all the steps that you've taken for this specific day. And moving on to the friends, if you have someone else, or if you have a friend who also has this Mi Band, you can add him here just by scanning his QR code, and then you can you'll be able to see his data. And here the main part is the profile section. You can set the goals, how much you want to walk per day, or some sort of things like that. And obviously if you want to set a certain weight goal, and then it'll recommend you certain things or how much you should exercise and stuff. And now here, this is the main part, Super Band 4. I've named it. You can name it on the top right corner. I've named it Super Band 4. And here the first option is band display settings. You can go in here, and my internet is currently slow. Let's see why it's not loading up that quick. Okay, so as you can see right here, it shows a bunch of band faces. They're really cool, but they've already added 2 more. These 2 are like quite a bit more, like 5-6 more. They weren't here 3 days ago actually. Like this one wasn't there. It looks really cool. I may set it, but you just have to click sync watch face, and then all the ones that you already downloaded will show up here. I have some that aren't in this section because I used this app right here, Mi Band 4. It's going to be linked in the description. It's pretty easy to use. It's self-explanatory, and once you like a certain face, just click on sync watch face. And then let's move on to the second section. This unlock screen is not that important. You don't need to set it up at all. And incoming calls, of course you should, because well, if your phone is on silent in certain meetings and stuff, your band will vibrate, so that's a great feature. And you can also set event reminders, alarms right from here, because you can't set them on the watch. On the watch you can only turn on the alarms. You have to set the time here. And there are app alerts, of course, like notifications basically. And there's an idle alert, of course, which I do turn on.
And here, if this all is self-explanatory, but here you should choose the wrist that you wear your Mi Band on. And again, moving on, you should also turn on lift wrist to view, basically lift to wake. Whenever you lift your hand, it automatically turns on. Keep it on sensitive, but set a time accordingly, like what time you're awake, just so it decreases the drain on the battery. Oops, my phone is about to die. Oh, there we go. So there are just a second. Okay, moving on, you need to set up heart rate detection. Keep it on automatic heart rate detection in sleep assistant, like I've done, and set the frequency to 5 minutes or 1 minute. I set it to 1 minute, but I still got really good battery life. And let's move back. The night mode, you can turn on, it'll automatically lower the brightness, which I do recommend, because during daytime you should set it maxed out, like whenever you're at outside times, and when you're at home you can set it one lower. And yeah, that's basically about it. You can update from here. Currently I'm in the latest version, so yeah.
Okay, so guys, one last thing before I give my final thoughts. Yes, this Mi Band is water resistant. Let me put it in the right way. As you can see, it is turned on, although you may get some ghost touches. Once you take it out of the water and dry it, it's gonna work perfectly normal. Just make sure if you're charging it, just dry this part right here, like the gold contact points. And I also like to just dry this part, like take out the band, take out the this Mi Band itself from this band, and dry it up. And as you can see, yes, it is perfectly waterproof up to 2 meters, so you can go for swimming without a problem. And yeah, okay, so guys, before I move on to my final thoughts, yes, you can get a few different colored bands for this. There are some that are officially from Xiaomi, and there are some knockoffs as well, like good quality knockoffs, which is this one right here. I got it for like really cheap. It came with the band, like I chose it on checkout, just like $1 or something like that. But yeah, now my final thoughts are, like, there are quite a bit of good things about it. Like, there are many reasons you would want to buy this, but number one is the display. The display is AMOLED, which is like a looks gorgeous on this tiny display. Like, this is whenever you look into it and see something moving, like for example this moving wallpaper, it just makes you think like there's so much technology packed into such a tiny thing. Like, it doesn't make you feel like it's too heavy. It's just like the right size, right weight, whatever. It's the right combination of everything. Moving on, the battery life is also really good, and the biggest reason you might want to buy this is the price. You can get it for I believe 23 pounds or something like that. I got it for with this extra band for 23 pounds from AliExpress, although the shipping is a bit slow. It took around 2.5 weeks to get here to Saudi Arabia from China, which I mean, I didn't pay anything for shipping, like really cheap, like something like 0 point something dollars. So that considered, it is pretty good. And okay, and one more thing, once you buy this, is you may find yourself doing a bit more activities just to play around with this, so you may get a bit more fit. And yeah, now the last reason is it just looks super cool. Whenever you have it, it just looks super cool. Okay, so there's only one tiny little thing that I don't like about it, is the charging cradle. You have to take it out of this band, which is not usually a problem because you're not going to be charging it so often, although I recommend keeping it from 30 to 80 or 30 to like 90%, because that'll increase the battery lifespan. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it, but it's not a deal breakers. So yeah, feel free to buy this Mi Band and have a great time with this Mi Band. Okay, so this is Fuzil Ahmed from Mr. Tech Boss, and before I sign off, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am gonna be getting my Redmi K20 Pro from I got it from AliExpress. It's gonna be arriving in like 3-4 days. If you want me to make any videos about it, please leave it in the description, your ideas. So yeah, this is Fuzil Ahmed from Mr. Tech Boss. Okay, wait guys, just one last thing before I sign off is please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, just so you get notified whenever I make a new video. So that's it for this video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is Fuzil Ahmed from Mr. Tech Boss, signing off.